Hey guys, how you doing? On today's video I'm gonna do a little rant. We're gonna be talking about the worst subject of all that a person can make. Politics. Now, I wanted to make a video about it, mostly because I have my thoughts about it, and this channel, even though it has specific things that I want to do, mostly like entertain you all, I also want to talk about my thoughts and opinions about certain topics. And in today's video, it's about politics. Now, I'm gonna try to, how do I say this? Not be too long or rant too much. We are gonna mention the events that happen, the whole Charlie Kirk thing. I want to talk about because it's kinda also is part on the whole political thing that I'm gonna be talking about. And yeah, that's that. So let's start the video. Now, the way that I see politics is kinda odd, because I have had it, the left and then there's the right, and I kind of see it that there's a middle, being moderate, and then there's too much of one or too much of the other. But there is also this way of it being kind of weird, in which, for example, back on the 90s, like the early 90s, when it felt that the right was the one that had the more on the power, they were kind of being more on the asshole side, because you had games and they would say, no, that's the games are evil, they're of the devil and stuff. Doom, a game in which you're killing demons, is satanic or something, even though it makes no sense, because you're killing demons. I wouldn't say it's really satanic. You're killing demons with a chainsaw. It's kind of, I don't know, call me dumb, but I find it hard to call it or say that it's a very demonic game. Then you have things like rock music, which I can kind of understand, since many of the rock and much more on the metal or heavier style, in which they use a lot of reference or mentioning of satanic stuff. Yeah, I can kind of get that, but it's just music, man. Just let folks enjoy stuff. And what I'm trying to say is, whenever there is one that has power, just like the right has done it, the left has also done it. Think about it a couple of years back with the whole the Harry Potter game that it was releasing. Now, I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter. The most that I have done or touch of the franchise is like watch a couple of the films. I read the book once. I read the first book once, and I played the Lego games. That's about it. That's all I have with Harry Potter. I kind of don't care about the franchise. It's just like, okay, it's nice, I guess. But there were a lot of folks who, because of comments that the maker of the thingy, were kind of, well, mad because of the way that that person has said some comments about being, because she's like a what you call turf? Yeah, turf. I don't know. Look, it's kind of partial on the topic that I don't care about, but it's kind of related to what we're talking about. And you had a whole lot of people who were wanting to cancel the game, who were doxing people playing the game, and just being generally just assholes. Well, let me be honest. and it's kind of like the same thing that the right was doing, except with a different excuse. Instead of it's demonic, it's of the devil, it's transphobic or against XYZ group of minority. And I don't know, you just don't think it right. Sorry. And there has been recent events or things that have happened, like the death of Charlie Kirk, which I find very fucked up. The reactions of some of y'all, you know, being happy and celebrating it. Like, I can understand not caring about somebody, okay? Like, I can kind of get that, you know, because, for example, the amount of people that die every day is a lot, okay? I have this train of thought that people die nearly every day. And if you were to be sad about it, you will never be able to be happy because, well, somewhere somebody's dying. So I can understand not caring or not caring, but I cannot understand celebrating it. That's just something I find odd. Like, yeah, just fucking assholes, man. I also think that there's some people reacting just on the same level of craziness, but on different ways, you know? Like, there are folks that are celebrating, there are folks who I think might be over, I want to say overacting, but they are being dramatic with his death because it looks like they're related to the guy, but they're just strangers, you know? I'm talking about the fans. Like, yeah, it's sad that he died, but I'm talking about the fans and them being like, I just think that they are messed up, okay? Like, yeah, I can understand being sad about it, but come on, you didn't know the guy. Like, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I just think that the amount of it might be a little bit wrong. Like, I think you don't have many friends. I don't know. I think you have some sort of problem. I am not saying that if you're sad about it, you have a problem. I'm saying if you were one of the fellows that are on the extreme positive reaction of the other guys, you know? The other guys are celebrating, that are saying, yay, we should do it next to this guy now, or for some weird fucking reason. Like, that's not exactly right, but I'm also saying that I don't think that you should be feeling too bad about him dying. Man, it's a weird topic. Like, I can understand friends and families, but I'm talking about people who don't know the guy, you know? I'm talking about the guys who their interaction is with the phone. That they watch them on social media and on camera. I'm not saying that it's bad for you to feel sad. I just think that you shouldn't look to be at the same level amount of sad or grief than a person who lost a friend and a family member, you know, somebody who they had to deal with, somebody that they loved. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm sorry if I struggle there. It's just kind of hard to explain, and more with it being something recent and something bad. It's not, his death is not a good thing. It's very fucked up that people are celebrating it. Yeah, I think that right now, at least the majority of folks that seem to be on the kinda crazy side, being like the left, right now they seem to be the one that are on the crazy extreme. I think that phones kinda, I don't want to say they make things worse, but I do think that maybe they quicken the process of insanity because you're essentially overfed with information, and sometimes you don't know what's the right information. You don't know what the news station is saying, what's true, what's fake, because at the end of the day, everybody has something that they want to keep to themselves so that they don't want to share with others. I don't know, that's just what I think. Oops. There's some other things that I think that I'm gonna be making a video talking about, or making a little rant video. For example, I think I want to make a video talking about immigration, because I don't know, there are things that, like, I have my thoughts about it. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Yeah, that's all. Don't be assholes. I respect the opinions of others, man. What the like, it's not anybody has to say that. I do think that it's not something I think. This is something that kind of worries me. With coders, so many loud and, quite frankly, high chances a lot of more on the yeah, crazy side of the left. It does worry me that some more on the right, not necessarily extreme, but it just does worry me that maybe some folks on the right will start to become as not, yeah, I'm gonna try to, like, okay, we're gonna be this level of violent, let's be violent, and try to, like, meet on the level of violence. I personally think that violence towards anybody ain't exactly a great thing. You gotta be either nuts or crazy to do that. I don't think that some folks are a little bit not nuts, but yeah, nuts. For example, I think that a lot of people hate Trump. I think he's kind of overhated, and, like, yeah, I can understand he's the president. You can make fun of a president. That's something I will strongly never disagree with. I don't like politicians. Hell, actually, the main reason why at first I was like, oh, okay, this guy exists. This guy's running for president. Okay, cool. Is because he's not a politician. Which is kind of funny. I heard a lot of people that were kind of making fun of that he has no clue what he's doing. It's kind of like, yeah, that's why I want him to win, man. I don't like politicians. I don't believe politicians even know what they're doing. I have a bad opinion about them. I don't like them. But yeah, I think that Trump was kind of overhated. Like, I can understand making fun of any kind of politician. I always think that we should always make fun of people in power. But I think it kind of gets to a point in which it's kind of boring, because it's the same jokes. It gets to a point in which it's just boring. Give me something new. It's kind of with the same, like, the what was it called? The attack, yeah, the attack helicopter joke. That's mostly on the right. The whole identify as an attack helicopter. Yeah, it's fun the first time. The second, third, fourth, fifth, 127th time, it does get annoying. I don't know. I'm a guy that mostly cares about entertainment. So my whole political view is kinda which party is not gonna be fucking bothering me and will be ruining what I love, which is entertainment. I do think that when it's political, the ones in power often don't care about even their own, not, I was gonna say projects, their own invitations, their own ideas, the own thing that they sell, you know, to try to get you to both. I think that they could easily just be like, yes, freedom of speech, but only because the current power is on another side and it's not letting me have a specific kind of freedom of speech that I want. Like, I think it's for everybody, okay? And I do understand some folks saying that not everybody should have. I quite disagree. I don't think much on hate speech. How do I say this? Fuck. Yeah, I do think that hate speech exists, but I don't think that necessarily means that you shouldn't be able to say things. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Well, let's say this. I think that the only hate speech that people shouldn't allow is the kind that says that you should be violent towards people, that it's not on a right way. Like, murder? Yeah, no, that's not cool. Killing? Okay. What's the difference? Well, you kill to defend yourself, you kill as to hunt so that you can eat. That kind of killing. That killing is okay, kill. Killing for funsies, not okay. Killing for because you're bored, killing because you want to. Murdering because they have different thoughts than you, that's not okay. If your feelings are being attacked, then okay, I can understand being mad, I can understand lashing out, insulting somebody, but that don't mean that you got the right to hurt somebody or kill somebody. Not everybody's gonna accept you in this world, and that's okay. Because when folks don't like you the way that you are, don't have the same interest in you, then that makes special the relationships that you got, in which you do have folks that care about you and have similar and more, and not more, but have similar and you have more. What's, oh my goodness, I'm getting stuck in what I'm saying. It makes it more important. It gives it more value. Because you end up enjoying them more than you enjoy the relationships with other people. If your relationship with everybody was the same, you wouldn't have any loved ones, because all your loved ones would be the same. You understand what I'm saying? I think you do. Now the question is, do I understand what I'm saying? Because I think I don't. Anyways, I think that's all I had to rant. Take care, folks. I'll see you in the next video. I hope that I managed to make this better than the last time, because like I said, I felt like my first rant was not right, that I got stuck a lot. And also, I got distracted by a very few long moment, so I tried to redo it. And what else? I think that, like, the extreme side of both groups, or both the right and the left, are far more similar than folks tend to think. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Anyways, folks, take care. And I don't know, next video will be about something more fun and less something that I kind of don't like, because like I said, I'm not a big fan of politician, much less about politics. Next rant, I hope, will not be related about politics. It might be, it might be, but who knows, we'll see what would be the next rant. See y'all later and take care. That's all for today.